Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth, doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
Hey guys, another insane day. So most of you guys on the group, including some new members as well, I'm sure you've seen all the updates regarding a specific trade I did. Sadly, I opened it in the night yesterday. I was really busy talking to a few other people, doing a few of my bits and bobs with a few international clients. And while I was doing all of this, I left the trade on. And before I went to bed, I forgot to put my stop loss on, right? So normally I'll put the stop loss like, 10%, 20%, right? And I'll say, right, I'm willing to lose that. But sadly, I didn't do that. And then when I woke up, I was like, a significant amount, right? I was almost about, I think 70% of my, the investment I made, I was down, right? So I was like, you know what, sod it, I can't be bothered, right? But the reason I'm saying this is you've got to understand, guys, remember what I always say, the moment I press that button, I've already assumed that it's gone. And it's all to do with risk management and tolerance, right? What are you willing to lose, right? The moment you press that button, it's gone, right? I always say this. So for me, the moment I pressed that button, I knew that money's gone. So I had zero hope for it. That's the whole idea. By doing that, by having that discipline, you're fine. Obviously, you might then say, okay, I want to lose 10%, 20%. But what the trade I did, for me, it was my risk, right? It was like, okay, that's risk tolerance for me. I can afford to lose that, so I'm going to do it. So I did that anyway. So it's nothing big anyway. And trust me, it's nothing big compared to the one I lost in, when was it? January, I believe it was. December or January. The other dump we had, the one that took us to 27K. I lost a lot of money then. That was big. Compared to that one, this one will be maybe 20%, honestly. So compared to the other one, the numbers you guys have seen on the thing is 15-20%, right, of what I've lost before. So the January dump really got me, and so after the January dump, this was the second biggest one I'm about to lose, right? But it's all cool. Again, it's all to do with risk tolerance, right? What is your capacity? How much can you afford to lose, right? That's the most important thing. Number one rule of trading, right? You have to do your risk assessment before. So that's what it was. I knew that, but at the end of the day, cut the long story short, I'm about to get wiped out, and I've got a target. I said if it goes to 32K, so I've already set it up anyway. I said if it goes to 32K, then yeah, I'm coming out of the trade, right? I'm not going to stick around in the trade. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do on that one. But I do have another trade ready. I'll be honest with you. So this is one of the reasons why this video is in black and white, because we're all black and white. So what we're doing here is, so what I've got is, I've got another trade open. And my liquidation price currently is at 32,000. What originally I would have been totally wiped out at 30,500. But what I've done is I've put a trade at 29,900, right? I've put a specific trade at 29,900, and this was going to be a very short one, right? So what I did was I want to do a bounce, right? So what I'm doing is I've put it on 29,900. I've put a 10x leverage on it. And I said, I want to take XYZ specific amount of profit. I've calculated how much profit I can make. So as soon as I make that, I'm out, right? You guys have maybe seen some of my other trades. I do the same thing. So sometimes I'll go in and for a short time, I'll make a bit of money. I'll make the exact amount that I want to make. And as soon as I've made that, like 10%, 50%, whatever, as soon as I've made that, I'm out, right? As long as I can make 1% on a bad day, I'm happy, right? I mean, today is a different story, so I'm not really that fussed anyway. Saying that, this is funny. The amount of money I'm about to lose, I actually made half of that a few days back. So, I'm actually only losing 50% of my own money, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so what we want to, the market itself, right? So over the past week or so, we've seen the market cap, like we hit the top, which was, and that time, remember, the market cap had nothing to do with BTC. When BTC was 65k, the market cap wasn't 2.5 trillion. When BTC was hovering around the 50, 55k, that's when we hit the 2.5 trillion dollar market cap. And I remember I told you the altcoin season's here, right? So the altcoins, they pushed it up to the 2.5 trillion. BTC had nothing to do with it. Even now, technically BTC has nothing to do with it. So, you know, a lot of people are seeing a lot of money being wiped out. $1.2 trillion wiped out of the market cap in the last few days, right? And going down to the point where we might even go all the way to 1.2 trillion. So that will make it about 1.3 trillion wiped out. Now, if we can hold the $1.2 trillion mark, we should be okay. I think we should be okay. There's no harm in that. Also, in that $1.2 trillion mark, go and have a look in the market cap. Go and see who's the king, right? And you can see that in the dominance anyway. I'm sure someone sent a picture recently. I didn't check it. I didn't actually check the dominance. But I think the dominance is about 46, 47%. So out of the 10,009 coins, by the way, now, so you see, I'm updating you every day. Every day there's more fake currencies, more criminal currencies, more bloody scams coming out, right? They just want your BTC, they just want your crypto, and they're going to do a rug pull and they're going to disappear. So every one of those shit coins just want your BTC. But look at the facts in the chart, right? If you look at the facts, the fact is that BTC, number one, the only cryptocurrency, is still holding 47% of the market. Right, that's approximately about 700 billion out of the 1.3 trillion that we got now is holding it. Can you imagine that, right? I mean, people do not look at those numbers. Look at the king. Look at who's holding the market up, right? Who is the king? Who took the market up to the $2.5 trillion? Technically, you could say not BTC, but yeah, BTC had something to do with it. This is why I say, I'm betting all on BTC. I have a slight bet on Ethereum, but mostly on BTC, right? You make money with your shit coins and you leave it to preserve your wealth in the Bitcoin, full stop. Now, I've also been recently constantly been going at it, right? Constantly been going at it. And I think I kind of proved my point. I mean, I didn't. The market proved the point, right? What I've been going on about for months and months and months. I think from the beginning, every video I made, I think way back in like 6 months ago or something like this, right? I've been going on about it. Guys, please take your initial investment out. Guys, please take your initial investment out. So a lot of the guys who are hodling now, just hold, don't panic sell. That's the worst thing you could do, panic sell, right? Look, I've held coins for 4 or 5 years on some of the coins. I'm still holding some of the coins, right, for over 4 years now. They still haven't made it. You know, the top we had, we still haven't gone there. So there are, you know, things like this where sometimes you just got to hold and just be patient, and then it will come, right? So I know it's something you don't want to hear. You're like, oh, what the hell is this guy talking about, right? Listen, I'm in the same boat as you. Let me explain what I mean by that, right? Just for the sake of it, say for example, you bought BTC at 20k. Well, guess what? I've also bought BTC at 20k. Say for example, you bought BTC at 5k. Well, I also bought BTC at 5k. Now, the 20k guy, or say 50k guy, you bought at 50k, I bought at 50k. From 50k, we went to 65. I didn't cash out, neither did you, right? So you're down now. The guy who bought at 20k, he went up to 65k. He didn't cash out, right? He's holding, and he's holding for his dear life, right? He's still 10k up, but he's more worried now. And you know when you should be worried? And this is a funny thing. People who made 5k to all the way to 50k, 65k, you didn't cash out. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's BTC after all, right? So we're down 50%, for example. Everyone's panicking. Oh, well, the world's over. Don't panic. What's wrong with you, right? And I'll tell you the bigger picture about all of this as well. So then we have, like, for example, someone who's bought at 20k, he's gone up to 65k, come back down again, and he's still in profit, 10k profit, right? Or 10, 15k profit. Someone who's bought at 50k, he's down now, right? So every boat that you're going to put in, because remember, I also dollar cost average, right? So I'm constantly dollar cost averaging in. What I mean by that is any money I have, I told you guys, I'm 99.9%, right, in crypto. So any money I get, that 1% is the money that comes to me. And as soon as it comes to me, it goes back into crypto anyway. So technically, I'm 100% in crypto. It's just that I don't receive that 1% that I receive in cash. So obviously, that has to go back into crypto. So, you know, I'm in the same boat because I'm dollar cost averaging in, same price things as well. But I see the bigger picture and I see, well, hold on, guys. The moment you should be worried is the moment you press that button to buy. Because remember, when you bought it at 5k, what if it went back to 1k? You got to think about that, right? That's what you got to be looking at, right? So say, for example, you bought it at 20K, right? Well, you should be worried, what if it goes to 10K? That's when you worry, right? Once you're in it, you don't worry anymore, right? A true BTC believer, a true Bitcoin believer, and someone who understands the power of the monetary system and how the money works, right? So if somebody really, really understands this, they will know that ultimately BTC will always do a 200% average increase over the year, right? So if we're going to do 200%, right, if my money's going to be doubled every year, why would I worry for, right? So I'm just trying to go on a roundabout. Give me a sec. All right. Okay, sorry guys. So yeah, so if I know my money's going to go up 200% every year, I ain't worried, right? This is what it is. I'm not worried. On average, that's what I'm doing, right? Sometimes I might have to hodl for a bit, but it's okay. It's not a problem, right? Do I sell the top? I do, right? And this is the funny thing. I do sell the top, right? I've done it in 2017. I've mentioned it plenty of times, and I'm going to do it again this time as well. I'm going to sell the top, but the top isn't here, right? So if the top isn't here, what do? We hodl, right? We hodl. Obviously, if I can buy the dip, buy some more, I'm going to do that, right? And I do have a stash ready to buy, but remember I said, guys, there's buy the dip. And you've probably noticed, I'm not saying buy the dip. Remember back in the days, right, whenever we used to have a little correction, and I'm talking only about a month ago, we had a little correction. I said, buy the dip. And then I stopped saying that. I said, guys, no. We're not buying the dip anymore. That time is over. When the altcoin season came, we said, we're not buying the dip anymore. We're buying the dip. There's only one dip we're going to be buying, right? And so what I meant by that was when the market goes down. Of course, that's coming. After the top, we're going to have the bottom, right? But in between that, if we have the dip, which means like what the Fibonacci showed us, right? It showed us how we're going to get into the zone where we should be selling our houses, right? If it goes into that level, well, you know, I've got enough stashed away just for that one thing. I mean, it's for the bear market because I've been saving up for the bear market. So definitely going to do it. Just don't know when I'm going to, I mean, when the market comes to the bottom, and I feel that is the bottom. And what I mean by bottom, I'll tell you this, right? The bottom could be 20K, the bottom could be 15K, the bottom could be 30K. I don't know. That's not when I'm going to be going in because I'm not confident. You see, confidence is part of risk management as well, right? So if I'm not confident the market's going up, I'm not going to jump in, right? I don't want to jump onto a sinking boat. Do you know what I mean, right? I'd rather be on one that's gone down and come back up again. That's the one I want to be. I want to be on a floating boat. So never going to go into a sinking boat, right? If BTC comes down and then it shows me that this is the bottom and then it bounces back up again, it confirms the bounce. And I'm talking about on a weekly level, on a daily level, right? Even on a daily, I might give it a little bit, but weekly, I'll be more confident, right? Because remember, the more data we have, I've talked about on many of my charts, right? The more data we have, the more confluence it is for us, right? Means that we're agreeing we want to go up. Now, there was one particular thing I saw on the RSI where the RSI had a bit of a divergence, right? So the market was going up, but the RSI was going down because the momentum moved, right? There wasn't enough shift in BTC, and we're talking about BTC only, by the way. Remember, I only talk about the king, right? Obviously, other coins every now and then whenever people talk. But what we're saying is, BTC, the RSI level was dipping while BTC was going up. That means there wasn't enough interest in BTC, and BTC was probably used for many other things, right? And remember a few days back when I made that video, I said to you how, well, I think it was last week, right? I said how I see a lot of money going in, right? A lot of tether being minted and going into exchanges, but I don't see the equivalent of BTC being bought. Well, that still stands, right? Still, the fact is, BTC is not being bought. I'll tell you what is being bought, right? I'm going to mention a few coins here, and please, guys, don't FOMO into them, right? Everything's going to dump even further. I'm telling you, it's going to dump even further. It's not finished yet, right? There's actually a lot more left, right? So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so what I have noticed, right? I haven't seen action like this before. So, I've seen NEO, millions of dollars worth of NEO being bought. I've seen millions of dollars worth of Chainlink being bought. I've seen millions of dollars Aave being bought, Ethereum being bought, right? Hundreds of millions, by the way, hundreds of millions dollars worth of Ethereum being bought up. And guess what they're doing with it? So you know when you can track the money flow, right? So we're tracking it. We see that they buy $100 million worth of Ethereum. Happy days. And then you track that wallet, and guess what? The wallet's going into DeFi. They're literally putting it into DeFi farming, right? So that's what they're doing, which is good on them. So they're making more money with it, right? Even in a bear cycle, they're actually accumulating more and more Ethereum, more altcoins, more other shit coins, or whatever you want to call it, right? They're definitely accumulating a lot more stuff. So, I mean, every action that I'm seeing is just bullish, right? Also, I've had, what's his name? I don't know, there's a guy, you'll see him on Twitter, he's on CNBC and a few other places actually. He does it on Forbes as well and a few other places. His name is Balaji Srinivasan or whatever. He's a data analyst, right? So I was quite happy. Actually, I had an email today and I was like, what did I just see, right? I must be doing something right. Balaji's following me. Like, what? So I got to follow him back. So I followed him back anyway. So on TradingView, he's actually following me. Clearly he's seen something that I've done. So probably some of my old charts, because I haven't posted anything new. I'm not on it all the time, guys, you know that, right? Most of the stuff that I do on TradingView, I'm doing it as an evidence, as a proof, right? Just kind of documenting things, right? I'm not, you know, some of the predictions, some of the numbers that I'm doing, I just document it and leave it there, so at least over time people can go back and see, right? You know, what he said, is it true or not? Because that's what I'm doing. Everything I'm saying is documented. YouTube could take my videos down. So where would you find the data? Of course, you find it in TradingView. If not, then I'm on Twitter, and all of these are synced, right? So YouTube video, you know, Twitter, they're all synced, like they're everywhere. Facebook, you name it, everywhere. So if you can't find me, I'm everywhere. You know, even on Reddit actually. But Reddit, I don't post as much, right? I just basically engage with the groups and we do talks and everything. I'm not there promoting. I could possibly promote if I want, promote my videos. I do sometimes on some groups, but on the crypto groups, we don't promote anything. We just talk, right? It's real stuff. We're not there to promote our videos, promote our channels, right? These are serious people, you know, we're doing serious stuff, right? That's what we do. You know, so on the Reddit. Now, so as I, like the market itself, right? So, you know, what we're talking about, how the market's going to react. Now, remember this, right? BTC is currently holding approximately 700. That's bad, by the way. That's bad. Remember I told you about the $1 trillion thingy, right? Well, I see something quite funny happening. If all the altcoins start dumping, right? If they start dumping and they dump even further and we have a bunch of rug pulls and a bunch of scam coins just exiting, right? You know, BTC will get the dominance back again. Now, there's no problem with anybody holding BTC. You're going to do great. I'll tell you, you're going to do fantastic, right? BTC is going to hold up like, you know, like a mountain. The problem we have is anybody who's heavily invested in altcoins. Because remember, the biggest problem that everybody has, right? And it's to do with psychology and mentality, right? You want to make gains. You're in it to make money. But then there's little money and then there's a lot of money. There's stable money and then there's, you know, crazy money, right? Now, you see crazy gains in altcoins. 50x, 100x, 200x, 1000x, 10,000x. For God's sake, right? That's what you see. So obviously you jump onto that boat, and there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, I've done it as well. There's plenty of coins I talk about. I mean, you know, I've got over 450. Actually, now I think I'm coming close to 500. I should rather just keep on saying 500 now, right? So I'm coming close to about 500 different coins that I'm in, and you know, they're all wiped out. I've melted down. Trust me, those coins I've melted down. If you guys are seeing a 50% drop, you know, whatever amount you're seeing, I'm also seeing that, some of them even more, but I'll tell you this much, the figures are just mind-boggling, right? I don't even look at them. This is one of the reasons why I practice something, right? Remember I tell you that whenever I believe in a coin, or I think it's got potential over the next 5 years or whatnot, I don't keep it on an exchange, because that's the worst thing you can do. You keep it on an exchange, you go, you have a look, and you see the numbers, and it makes you go nuts, right? So for us to control our emotion, I said it on another video, to control your emotion, move it off the exchange. Get yourself a ledger. The links are in the description. Get it direct from Ledger. Don't get it from any third party. You don't know who's hacked it or whatnot, right? Someone's probably repackaged it. Just get it direct from Ledger, right? Don't need to use my link. Just go to Ledger website and do it there. If you do use any of my links, by the way, they do support the channel. Of course, I don't want the money, anything coming, any reward or any affiliate link or any whatever they give me. I don't want any of that. That's all going somewhere else. It's for something else, right? Some of you guys already know that's going towards a good cause, right? I'm not interested in money and this and that from YouTube. Actually, I'm going to be sponsoring some people's businesses. Again, it will come up as a sponsored video, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not taking any money from them, right? I'm just doing it for the sake of it, right? Might as well get people engaged. Maybe in the future I'll start charging them. Some people have said to me, why don't I charge? Because I get invited to, like, you know, go and do talks and this and that, and I go to different communities, and, you know, they buy me a coffee and this and that. In fact, one I went to, I actually bought my own coffee. So yeah, they didn't even buy me a coffee. But that's no point. Listen, no hard feelings there. It's all good, right? But they've been saying, like, why don't you just charge for your time? At least just charge for your time. If you're there for an hour or two, charge for your time, you know? So I might start doing that. But you know what? I always say to people, it's just one of those kind of things. I'm not interested. You know, any BTC you want to throw at me, I'll give you my BTC address. You can throw in, actually it's in the description, you can throw any BTC at me if you want. And it stays there, you can track it all day long. You can see that I'm not interested in the money. Now, what was I saying? So yeah, so the altcoins, right? Let's go back to the altcoins as well. Now, obviously, a lot of these altcoins, what you're going to see is, remember I showed you that chart where we were showing the BTC dominance the BTC price compared to the dollar price. So obviously the dollar price took us to the $2.5 trillion mark, right? Pump, 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 pump. And then when you had the BTC price, you noticed that half the coins didn't even go to the all-time high, right? They didn't break any records. They're still down in BTC price. Now, BTC dropping on its own would have given the opportunity, realistically, right? BTC taking a little bit of a dump, right? Taking a nap, right? BTC sleeps, altcoins take dominance, and altcoins eventually get more valuable in BTC, right? And you end up making more BTC with your money. That's what you do, right? However, what's happened right now is people panicked. They not only sold their BTC, right? They sold their altcoins too. And the worst thing is right? So someone who's like, there was someone that sent a message, and actually I'm just going to refer to that message. That was a brilliant message, right? They showed a picture of someone on Twitter. It said how he borrowed 300k, he lost 150, so he kept 150 as a profit and just ran off, right? That's the kind of stupidity people do. I think that was a very, very sarcastic message that the person sent as a joke, right? I don't think that's the reality, but that is sadly the retail reality. People buy for like 100 quid, say for $1,000, $100, whatever, right? You buy something, it goes to 50, you lose faith because you haven't got the willpower to stay there. You're not made out of steel, right? So what you do, you walk out. You're just a loser. You know, you shouldn't have been in there in the first place, right? Is that what you do for everything? Every time you lose something, you just walk away from it. Come on, right? Have some self-discipline, have some self-respect, right? You put 50 quid in, you know, you put 100 quid in, then you're all in or out, full stop. You either lose all of it or you lose none of it, full stop, right? And most people who hodl, right, who don't lose anything. This is the thing I'm trying to say. Also, over leverage, my God, it still disgusts me. How can people take loans out? How do you take loans out? How do you remortgage your house, you know, and go and put it on a leverage trading? Isn't that greed? Pure greed, pure greed. You know, some of you guys have seen my trade size, right? And I tell you, I'm not loaning. I don't own anybody. I don't owe anyone anything, right? So that's my own personal money. And on top of that, I've already taken my initial out. I took that years ago. I don't have any initial investment left in there. Now there may be some where, so what I do when I'm talking about my initial is different, right? So let me explain it this way to you, right? So I go all in 2016, I come all out 2017, I go all back in 2018, I come all out in 2019, right? So I'm giving you the list, right? Exactly how I did it. So I go all in 2016, all out 2017, all in 2018, all out 2019, all right? That's how I do it, right? Now, while I did that, I took my initial out. So I had enough float left. Now in 2020, I'm just playing with my float. 2020, 2021, again, float, just nothing else, just pure float. Then obviously I started buying other little bits and bobs here and there, but I bought it with my float money. Even then I said it's in my initial, so I'm going to take that out. So I took that out as well. So my float hasn't been touched. So when I'm touching my float, right, when I'm messing around and doing stuff, I'm just playing with my float. The float was 0 once upon a time. This float, I grew it, right? And obviously you all know, right, whenever I make significant profit, if I make, say for example, if I make 20%, right, just giving you a random number here, I don't want to give you the exact figures. Actually, you can do the maths and it is actually exact, right? I'm not dishonest here. If I make 20%, for example, all right, 10% of that profit, what, will stay back into that coin. The initial investment comes out, and the other 10% that I've made, I usually put it 50-50. I put half in Ethereum, half in Bitcoin, shift it off to a complete different wallet, right? Off chain, gone, that's it. I don't want to know about it. I don't care what price it is. This is why I said to you the other day as well. If BTC decides to go to $1,000, I'll break even, right? Why did I say that? Because it's the same method, the same technique that I played, because I'm thinking of my initial investment, right? My initial investment will break even if BTC goes to $1,000, not before that, right? For example, if Ethereum goes down to, currently I think it's about £120, I break even. Again, think about that, right? What I'm just saying to you, right? Cardano, if it goes to about, so my buying was different. I have taken my initial out and I did rebuy some more. So if Cardano goes to approximately, I think it's about 35p, I break even. So you see what I'm trying to say here? By taking my initial out, playing the game, doing whatnot, and also remember, leverage trading. I don't do crazy leverage trading all the time. I only do a few trades a year, right? I only do a few trades. During a bull run, I do a lot more. During a bear cycle, maybe 1 or 2, right? And on an average, like, you know, nothing seasonal, no hype, nothing. I'll do 1 or 2, or sometimes on a day. So when I'm saying 1 or 2, I mean in a day or 2, right? So I'll sit there on a day and I'll see the candles and I'll do some candle flips, right? That's what I do. But it's not going to be something I'm going to be doing every day, day in, out, day, you know. No, I can't do that. I found my money is more secure, my crypto is more secure if I'm just basically buying and hodling, right? It actually is worth a lot more. Dollar cost average, you can't go wrong with it. Leverage trading is greedy, right? But you only do it if you're confident enough. If you're not, you don't do it. So that's that. Now, I want to add another segment here today. So as a little bonus, I did talk about it. I said I'm going to surprise everybody. So this afternoon, I went to get my vaccination done. So I got my vaccine passport, apparently. I'm sure one of the brothers in the group can confirm that, because he was the very same doctor, I believe. Yeah, I think it was a doctor who gave me the vaccine, right? I've got a clip of it. I'm doing it. Now, I know there's a lot of people who are kind of against the vaccine, right? And I want to give some logic behind it, right? So, you know, the thing about the magnet, trust me, I've tested it on my wife. Yes, the magnet does stick, right? And I will do it on myself as well at some point. Not doing it today because I've just had the injection. I don't want any kind of a bad reaction yet. I'll do one next week or something and I'll update you guys, right? So, in fact, what I'll do, I'll add a clip to this video just to show you the actual vaccine that I've had it done, right? And then we'll talk about it another time. But there's a reality, right? What I feel, right? I think this vaccine, right? Whatever junk they put in there, that's fine, right? They put all sorts of crap in, all sorts of stuff anyway. I'm not bothered too much about that. I think more importantly, what we need to actually be looking at is that, you know, like certain thing like FUD regarding the vaccine. There's a lot of FUD, right? There's a lot of FUD. And I'll tell you what, yeah, this whole coronavirus thingy, this whole pandemic thingy, right? I've been kind of like iffy about it myself. I'm like, you know, the conspiracy part. I'm like, I don't think this is the case. I think there's a lot more going on. I think there's a hidden agenda. I think there's a conspiracy. My tinfoil hat goes on. All of that stuff. That's fine. But when it came to vaccines, a few people asked me, they said, what is this? How come this magnet sticks? Because it does stick, right? How come? And my most logical explanation to that was very simple. I said, well, the thing is a human body is 97% water, but nobody asked what the other 3% is. I don't know the exact percentage, but I do know we have a very high amount of iron in our body. Iron is magnetic. what I'm thinking is, you know how our white blood cells help us, right? So it's kind of part of the immune system. So when something foreign is injected into you, like any kind of a vaccine basically, and I don't know if this makes any scientific or it does it, if it explains it. There's a brother in the group, he's a doctor, he can tell us if what I'm saying makes sense, right? So what I'm saying is our body, our immune system is very good, right? It reacts to foreign stuff. So for me, for example, I haven't seen a doctor in like 15 years, 20 years, right? So I'm healthy as far as I'm concerned. None of this stuff bothers me, you know? Stay hygiene, stay clean, keep yourself, sanitize, whatever, right? And you're fine, right? So this is what it is. So this whole pandemic didn't even bother me. I didn't really care. But obviously you maintain your restrictions and rules and whatnot. And I'm thinking our body, it reacts in a particular way. So because of that one reaction from the white blood cell, maybe we might have some iron move over there. So I said to everybody, I said, it doesn't make any sense. I'm looking at the science of it. Could be. Of course, our immune system's always there. Now, how the immune system reacts also, people get a fever, people get headaches, people get all of that. And I think all of this actually also comes from this. So if look, anybody finds this valuable, this information that I'm saying, which I've done my research myself, I may be 100%, I might not be, but this is all what I found on the internet, and I'm looking for the other news. Remember, I'm not looking for the common stuff that everyone's sharing or people are fudding and this and that, right? I'm trying to look for the real news, and that's what I found. I said, okay, let me see the effects, right? So human bodies do have iron in it. We are magnetic technically, right? It's quite funny. We are actually magnetic. In fact, there's a guy, some guy, he holds a Guinness World Record because his body is magnetic. Anything sticks to him, right? So he's got a Guinness World Record because he's got a high level of iron in his body, and also the iron in his body is actually magnetized. Check this out. His iron in his body is magnetized, and normal common people, most of us, right, or you know, majority, 99.9% of the population, we don't have that. So it's some people have, some people don't. So this could be the thing. Ultimately, you know, I don't believe in the virus. I did the vaccine anyway. You know, missus and everybody, family all pushing. I said, you know what, I'll do it. I've got no issues against it. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, remember. I said this many times. I said, I just want to be last in line. But I've done it anyway. It's just a pinch. It's on the video. You can see it. I've taken the thing. And as I said, I don't think it's harmful. Guys, listen. We have plenty of shit in our body, right, that we eat. Right, we consume every other day. We don't even know where the bloody meat comes from, where the chicken comes from. We don't know how they're being treated. We don't know what kind of chemicals they feed them. God knows, trust me, there's a lot of shit in there. In fact, the water, Thames water, right? Thames water is not natural water. It's artificial, right? They put so much junk in there. It's toilet water being cleaned up and, you know, sent back to your house, and you bathe in that, for God's sake, right? You bathe in that. Then now people say, oh, I don't drink that. I drink bottled water. Yeah, you drink bottled water, that's fine. But you're showering yourself with Thames water, right, with toilet water, literally, right? They have desalination things where they recycle it, clean it, and then you have a shower in that. You're having shower in shit water, full stop, right? Excuse my language, but that's the truth. Okay, so I'm just looking at it in a deeper way, and I said, you know what, sod it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go do it, and I'm gonna record it, I'm gonna do all of this thing, right? I was gonna make this video a little bit more like kind of intense, right? But I thought, you know what, no point, I don't want to do this, I don't want to be that guy. So yeah, I've had my vaccination done. Feeling okay, nothing wrong with me. As I said, I'm a solid guy anyway. I haven't seen a doctor in 15 years, 20 years. I don't even take paracetamol. That's how it is, right? Let's see how this goes, and we will kind of document this and see how it goes. But any one of you guys thinking about it, go for it. And in the video, you'll see, like, you know, when I went to the center, it looked like a bloody military camp, right? You know, it's like weird. It's like tents and this and that, and you walk in and you go around, and everyone's like, oh, 2 meter distance, 2 meter. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, come on, right? So I'll kind of make a few comments here and there as well inside the video, so you'll see it. Actually, I'll put it in the video, this one. I add it onto this one, so you can see the whole thing here. I've done it, brave up, do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the more people that get it done and out of the way, and you have this thing injected in you, you know what? Herd immunity does come into sense this way. I think more people will feel better. I think the most important thing is, do you know what? People are not ill. People are making themselves sick. They're making themselves sick by thinking, all right, how bad this thing is and this and that. I'm not sick. My family's not sick because we don't think it's bad. We don't think it's anything. We're like, you know what, sod it. When you're going to go, you're going to go. When time to go, right? Who's going to stop you then? You know, doctors and this and that, they can treat you and all sorts of stuff. But when it's time to go, they can't help you, right? Ultimately, nobody can help you. It's time to go when the clock stops ticking. This stops ticking. You're gone, right? So yeah, I've had all of that done. I'm all good. I'll keep you guys updated. If I see anything coming up, obviously you guys know I'll post it here. But I'll post a video and you see what's going on. So I'm hoping this kind of opens up, like, look, here's me, a big conspiracy theorist. I have plenty of conspiracy stuff. I've got a bloody channel called It's a Conspiracy. And I've talked about COVID plenty of, in fact, most of my highest viewed videos on my other channel are regarding COVID, right? But here I am, I've done it, you know what I mean? And so far I feel all right, no pain, no aches, none of that business. And as I said, I've used the logic and I've reasoned with it. So I took the logic and I said, right, logically, how would my body react? Logically, what kind of material am I made out of? How, you know, all of those kind of things. Why would a magnet stick and this and that? And I said, I will do a magnet. I will do a magnet just for the sake of it. Why not, right? I said to her, I said, I'm doing it. I'm going to do the magnet, see if it sticks to me. Because sometimes, you know what, people may be using some shitty thing. So the magnet I have are neodymium magnets. They're very powerful neodymium magnets. I've got them, actually, it's in the car, right? I think I can just about show you. Let me show you. I've got some seriously powerful, tiny neodymium magnet. Yeah, look, neodymium magnet, these ones, right? So I've got a whole bunch of them free at home. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a few of those. I'm going to try it. Very powerful stuff. They hold my phone, for God's sake. And my phone's heavy, right? With the cover and everything. The phone is very heavy. So I'm definitely going to do that. See how it works. If it sticks to me, great. Then we know I've got loads of iron. Happy days. I'm magnetic. That's good. And also, that's about it. Other than that, all I can think of is if they did add some sort of a metallic product in there, you know. And remember, you can consume gold, right? You can consume certain metals. You can actually consume. It's actually harmless for you. There are some metals which are poisonous to you. So, you know, and the thing is, so many people have done it. That's another part of the logic I use. I said, you know what? Since the vaccines come out, so many people have done it, but they haven't died or anything from it. So, you know what? Sorry, I'll go and do it, right? If that makes any sense. So yeah, look, guys, if you find this helpful, share this video to people. At least share this segment if people are worried and this and that. Remember, I'm a guy of logic, reason, you know, and I like facts, and I'm doing it myself. So it's not like basically I'm just coming up and talking about somebody else. This is my experience I'm talking about. So other than that, I'm not going to make this any longer. I'm going to add the video now. And I'll see you after that. The video is going to end, so I'll see you on another video. Take care, guys. Adios. We're going in for the COVID-19 vaccine thingy. It's bloody bad weather, but let's queue up and see what happens. And let me see if they let me film it. If they do, then obviously I'm going to be showing it to everybody. This is all inside the center. Everyone's getting ready. I'll flip the camera over, and you can see me as well, sitting here like a ninja, getting ready for this vaccine, whatever it is. I'm on the second floor somewhere. Looks like a bloody prison camp, but anyway, gotta do what I gotta do. So I'm gonna do this vaccine, and then I'm gonna do some little things and see how it goes. Yeah. All right, guys, in the vaccine placey thingy, I've got the doctor going to get me get the vaccine thing now. So once he gets it, he's gonna inject it, and I've already asked him for permission, and he said it's all good. I can film it. So we're gonna film how I'm getting the vaccine done, so you guys could also see, and I hope you guys actually see, you know, that look, there's no harm. Get the vaccine. All right.
Awesome, really, mate. Fantastic. Just lift up your skin to your shoulder for me. And relax your arm. Awesome. Relax your arm. Smashed it, well done.
Alright, you saw that. You got done. You saw that. Not even bleeding, right? That's how bad it is. I'm joking. Alright, guys. So yeah, get the vaccine thing done. That's what you need to do. I'll catch up with you.